Effective October the 1st, the Lena Pope Home will not accept any more payments from the county. This will include both child support payments received by children placed in the home by the county and payments for the emergency shelter. The Lena Pope Home will not accede to the demand of the county commissioners that 5 of their representatives be placed on the board. The Lena Pope Home will not submit to any further investigations or reinvestigations by the County Commissioners Court.
From my tour today, from talking to the experts, the doctors from Southwest Medical School and the other doctors that we talked to today, that this facility does have the people, the facilities, the teaching aids to take care of the learning disabilities. Of course, on a limited basis. As you well know, they can handle only up to 50. But I'm happy to find out that at the present time we do not have a waiting list. But yes, I do feel, by listening to the experts from many fields and touring this building, that we are capable of taking care of these learning disabilities within the Dallas Independent School District.
Jerry, can you tell me what happened tonight?
Well, all I know is I've never heard anything like it. I've never seen anything like this. As I guess the impact of what seemed to be a tornado hit, it just seemed like that a bomb had fallen. We didn't know what happened. My wife and I and little baby were sitting on the couch, and the whole couch began to move and shake, and of course we didn't know what to do but pray. And then after it seemed like that it was going to settle down, we left the trailer and We came outside, and the sleet was falling and hitting us and hitting the children, and the first thing I could see was across the street. I saw the Phillips trailer totally demolished, and the last time I'd looked over there, I saw the lady, and she's going to have a baby, and I saw her in the trailer, and all I could think of was that lady underneath that trailer. And I mean, it like scared me to death. I mean, I've never had an experience like this before in my life.
Did you have any warning at all of this?
Just didn't seem to be any warning. All I know is that the hail started falling, and I mean, the next thing I knew, the Kaufman trailer was turned upside down. No warning. It just, nothing on television, nothing on radio, and my boys were sitting there watching the television. But it came so fast and so furious, it just seemed like it came out of nowhere.
What will this mean to your community?
Well, of course, being the pastor of Grace Baptist Church in Legark, I hope that it causes people to understand and realize that the mighty hand of God has moved, and I hope that it'll help us spiritually, but not only that, it'll help our community realize that living in mobile homes, we must take precautions, you know. I mean, they say do this and do that, but people don't listen until something like this happens, you know.
What do y'all have to look forward to tomorrow?
Oh, mercy. This is my fright. I mean, really. In the morning, as we get up and drive around and look, there's people missing, you know, and there's little dogs missing, and there's cars that people don't know where they're at. And of course, this will not be seen. I mean, it's going to be a sad thing when the sun finally comes up, you know, because it's been a dark night. It's been a long night, and of course, I'm very optimistic because I know that it can be built back. But I hope that we can realize and learn something from this, you know, as a community.
Mason, can you assess the damage for me?
The final count after all was checked was about 9 house trailers totally destroyed. The Department of Public Safety has made a survey and they can't find any more. There are 2 others that are damaged slightly, and they estimate the total value on the damage to all of it at about $120,000.
What's left to be done?
Right now, it's just a matter of watching for everything and picking up everything, helping the people get back in order. Right now, all the people are taken care of. They're all put up for the night. They're not needed to put up anywhere. Everything has been done that can be done tonight. It's just a matter of tomorrow coming out and cleaning up and helping them get back to some semblance of order.
Once again, what was the injury count?
We only had 1 man that was injured directly in the tornado. This is a man named Smith who lived up on the side of the hill over behind us here. He was in his house trailer and he was bruised and cut up. We had another young fellow who was out on the road who was hit by a car in the height of the storm as he was running from one house trailer to another. And he is in pretty bad shape. He is in Peter Smith Hospital with the other man.
You say this community is lucky tonight?
Very fortunate, yes, sir. It could have easily been very disastrous to these people because from all indications of everyone we've talked to, it directly was a tornado. And it sounded like a bunch of freight trains coming in all at one time. And the hail, we've had variations from half-inch hail up to as high as 2 inches. We have some here that looks like about a half-inch or a little larger still, and this is about 2 hours after the accident happened.
The Board of Directors and employees at Lena Pope Home gathered this morning to air their dissatisfaction with county commissioners. They became disgruntled when commissioners ordered an investigation of the home after some employees charged racial discrimination was practiced. The investigation by the Human Relations Commission cleared the home of the charges, but now another investigation is being discussed. The president of Lena Pope Home, Tilley, told me that county interference must cease. The county pays about $13,000 to $14,000 a year to Lena Pope Home. Tilley said other means of replacing the funds have been arranged, but he would not elaborate. Meanwhile, the home is seeking to have children who are wards of the county made wards of the home in the future. Tilley added that the board's decision does not mean that children will be turned away. Jim Green, Channel 8 News on the Move at Lena Pope Home.
I believe we have before us a classic example of the old saw that 2 wrongs don't make a right. The Tarrant County Commission was too harsh too soon in its judgment of management of Lena Pope Home. But the take my marbles and go home reaction that was taken this morning by the board shows more regard for the personal feelings of board members than for the children the home is dedicated to serving. To say that the staff is underpaid and simultaneously to toss out $1,000 per month income would seem to be inconsistent. The commissioners should not have allowed their meeting of September 18th to be used as it was, a forum for witnesses to testify unrebutted against the Lena Pope Home. But nothing fruitful can be accomplished by today's board action. It seems to me that the board is certainly justified in feeling that if the commissioners felt called upon to make serious charges backed by the weight of their very powerful offices, that they should at least have followed their own suggestion of looking into the operation of the home. Yet those commissioners who shouted the loudest did nothing but shout, not even a walk-through tour at the facility. If the commissioners behaved irresponsibly as is charged, what other term describes better today's board action? At some point in all this, it seems to me that personal ego should be subjugated to the needs of the children. It hardly is becoming for grown men on both sides to pout and argue and turn their backs on the kids at Lena Pope Home. I'm Jerry Taff.
Mr. Dodson, what were you doing last night when the tornado or high winds hit?
I was sitting there in the living room watching TV. That's about all.
Was your family with you, and just what did you hear or see?
Well, we just heard wind, hail, rain. This trailer was shaking around, and it just blew over all of a sudden.
This trailer can hold a dynamite explosion that would destroy a 2-story brick building. The explosives unit of the Dallas Police Department is using this bomb trailer to cut down the explosion risk on bomb calls. When a genuine bomb is reported, the technicians hook the trailer on a squad car and transport it to the scene of the call. Whether it's a homemade device or dynamite found in an old garage, they put the explosive in a fiberglass basket and lower it into the blast chamber. Their next stop is the isolated Trinity River bottom, where they shoot the dynamite electrically. The trailer would blow apart except for the vent in the top that coughs the blast straight upward. After countless experiments, police bomb technicians are sure that if this trailer can withstand 3 sticks of 60% dynamite and more, it can surely hold the majority of homemade bomb explosions. Martha McIntyre, Channel 8 News on the Move in the Trinity River bottoms.
I think Marv Bateman's status is questionable for this game, and that we'll go probably with some of our own players, whether it be D.D. Lewis or Chuck Howley or Lance Allworth, the men who are working. I don't know which one. We could make a decision maybe to bring another one in. I'm not really positive at this point. We haven't been satisfied with Bateman's punting. He punted exceptionally well through preseason. He hasn't punted well in the last 2 games. Naturally, Sunday there was some excuse for it because he did get busted up early. But we still think his potential is great, and we still think he'll be an excellent kicker.
Coach, you said that the game against the Green Bay will be basically a ground game. Wouldn't this be to the Cowboys' advantage?
Well, I don't know that it will be to our advantage. They've got an excellent running game. Their strength lies in their running attack, and so do ours, basically. I still feel like we're going to throw the ball, though. I think they'll rely more on the running game. We'll rely more on a balanced attack in the ball game, and hopefully if we get our passing game gelled this week, it could be to our advantage.
Coach, if we could revert back to the punting situation for just a moment, how much of a drop do you expect in the quality if you have to go with one of the 3 men you've mentioned?
Well, you never know. Really where the punter comes into being very important is his ability to kick out of his own end zone or deep in his own territory, his ability to kick that long 55, 60-yard punt out in the open field. We'll be limited here, and this could hurt us. If we get backed up and we're not able to move the ball for first downs, then we're going to lose a lot of valuable field positions because of the lack of having a first-line punter.
Men, you're too late. These airline hostesses wanted to register you to vote, but if you didn't get to the booth in the terminal Love Field, you missed your chance. The hostesses from all the airlines serving Dallas set out to register 300 voters starting Monday at 9 o'clock and ending today at 6. They passed the 300 mark early this morning and were coasting the rest of the day. Southwest Airlines hostess Sandra Finley, who worked all 3 days, says registrants were both men and women. But while I was there, it seemed as though it was mostly men who were putting their names on voter registration slips. That's understandable, and it's even possible some registered twice, but of course those will be caught when they get to the Dallas County voter's office. Miss Finley, wait a minute, there she is. Miss Finley also says she and a group of stewardesses may get together to canvass some apartment buildings near where they live. I'm sorry, guys, we don't know where they live. But if you see an airline stewardess at your door with a voter registration slip in her hand, remember you can still get in on the general election in November. So can women. Phil Reynolds, Channel 8 News, on the move. Briscoe's trip to Dallas from Houston did not exactly come as a surprise, although when I called his headquarters in Dallas, Houston, Austin, and Uvalde this morning, none of them knew when or how he was arriving. He did make it to the Dallas County Courthouse's central jury room at about noon to talk to a group of employees gathered on their lunch hours. The candidate told the crowd he was pleased with the turnout, and he was assured that Dallas County was Briscoe country, and he promised reforms in the state government if he gets elected to the top spot.
Oh, it's a wild world we live in. No wonder everybody's uptight and neurotic. And that's why psychologists like W.B. Mason are in business, to straighten out case histories like this one.
Well, he was a hyperactive, very nervous individual, even to the point of aggression. And anything, if he get himself overly stimulated, he would lash out and become aggressive. So this is what we were working with him.
There's just one difference between Mason and your average psychologist. Mason is a dog psychologist, self-taught, and the only one in Texas. And that case history he was talking about concerned an American sheepdog named Napoleon.
There are more problems with dogs all the time, it seems like, from environment of the close quarters that people keep them in. You're running into more misunderstanding of what different breeds are bred for and what you should expect from them. What I work with is their heredity and environment.
Well, Napoleon's better these days, and he showed us how the well-adjusted dog acts.
The main thing is to define work and play to the dog in a way that he can understand it. You start with come. He should come, sit, and be under control. Then you have him heel. Oh, and heel. He should walk on your left side with the leash loose. You stop, he should sit and pay attention to you. Have him stay. This way, you're letting him know where it starts with a come. You're making him work, you're making him pay attention, and then you let him know when it's over with a, okay, boy, okay, good dog, good dog, good dog.
The basics of psychologist Mason's programs for problem dogs are teach the dog the difference between yes and no, and teach it to obey. Well, could be some parents I know of ought to come out here and take notes. Right, Napoleon? Right. Arch Campbell, News 8 on the Move, Dallas.
Tom, thank you. I've got
We must work to strengthen local government. Thank you, Bill Shaw, and thanks to each of you for, again, a very, very... And I certainly urge your support of all Democrats.
After shaking hands with many well-wishers here in the Dallas County Courthouse, Mr. and Mrs. Briscoe continued on to the Adolphus Hotel downtown for a luncheon honoring them. By later this afternoon, both Mr. and Mrs. Briscoe were out of Dallas and continuing their tour in his campaign for governor. Phil Reynolds, Channel 8 News on the Move in the Dallas County Courthouse.
He should come and sit and be under control. Then you have him to heel. Napoleon, heel. Heel. He should walk and pay attention to you. You have him stop. When you stop, he should sit. Have him stay